ensubulagana. Wali bwe yabadde ava ku kisaawe Entebbe yasiibuddwa mumyuka ng'omukyala Jessica Alupo ate n'abakungu ba gavumenti abalala. Mugafe mbuga amala omukulembeze w'eggwanga bwe yabadde aggalawo olukuŋŋaana olw'amawanga ageegattira mu African Union ku lukalu lwa Africa. Olukuŋŋaana luno olwa Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program CADIP olusinze okutunuulira butya basobola okutumbula ebyobulimi ku lukalu lw'omuddugavu Africa. Omukulembeze yasinziddaawo wennyini n'akubiriza abakulembeze bonna abasobodde okujja mu lukuŋŋaana luno nti basse essira kutumbula ebyobulimi mu mawanga gaabwe okusobola okutondawo ebyenkulaakulana eby'omulembe n'okutumbula amawanga gaabwe.
Ku lw'omukaaga lwa wiiki ewedde Pulezidenti Yoweri Museveni yaggalawo olukiiko lwa CADIP ku Speak Resort e Munyonyo olwali lumaze ennaku 3 nga luyinda. Olukiiko luno luyite African Union Extraordinary Summit on Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program lwakwasaganyizibwa ekibiina ekitaba amawanga ageegattira mu mukago gwa Africa oba kiyite African Union. Olukiiko luno lwateesa ku byobulimi ebyasimba n'okutongoza pulaani ya Africa mu by'emmere egenda okumala emyaka 10 okuva mu mwaka guno. Ensi eziwerera ddala 43 ze zeetaba mu lukiiko luno olwatuuza abakiise abawerera ddala 2,000. Mu kwogera kwe, Pulezidenti Museveni yakubiriza amawanga ga Africa okusoosowaza ebyobulimi ng'emu ku nkola ezinaabajja mu bwavu n'okubayamba okwetongola.
Our line, therefore, ever since the 1960s has been as follows. A. Fully commercialize agriculture to achieve food security and homesteads income security by undertaking agricultural enterprises guided by the HBRO. We use this word HBRO, meaning to calculate the maximum possible returns given the size of the family land. B. In commercializing agriculture, use the strategy of intensive agriculture for families of 4 acres or less and extensive agriculture for families of bigger lands. With intensive agriculture, you select high-value enterprises which, though you do them on a small scale, you get good family income.
Pulezidenti yanokolayo engeri ezitali zimu ez'okutumbula ebyobulimi mu mawanga nga muno mwe muli okulima okw'ettunzi oba kiyite commercial agriculture, okwongera ku mutindo gw'ebirime oba kiyite value addition, okukwasaganya ebyobulimi n'amakolero wamu n'ebyobulambuzi tourism.
In our 1996 election manifesto, we identified 7 enterprises for intensive agriculture. And these were coffee, 1 acre, fruits, 1 acre, dairy products, 1 acre for pasture, for dairy cows, then 1 acre for food crops for the family within those 4 acres. And then poultry for eggs and piggery in the backyard, back of the house, at the back. It's called Ekanyima or Emanju. I think in Swahili they call it Uwani, at the backyard there. Plus fish farming for those near the wetlands, on the periphery of the wetlands, not in the center.
Yavumirira ekyokutunda ebintu ebweru nga tebyongeddwako mutindo n'agamba nti kino kifiiriza nnyo ensi ssente awamu n'emirimu egyandikoleddwa bannansi.
Then we realize the danger and the unfairness of confining ourselves to just producing raw materials for other countries far away to transform into finished products. A kilogram of coffee may give us US dollars 2.5 as a raw material. However, the same kilogram roasted, ground into powder, and packaged will give the cleverer foreigners who added those steps abroad US dollars 40. So Africans get $2.5 per kilo, and the same kilo transformed into finished products by foreigners brings them $40. This is how Africa has been a major donor . A major donor to the parts of the world that are managed by cleverer people. Sorry to use these words. We do not only lose money per kilogram of coffee, we also lose jobs. The roasting jobs, the grinding jobs, and the packaging jobs are done by the children of the foreigners, while Africa's children are drowning in the Mediterranean Sea, going to prosperous Europe and running away from the impoverished Africa. Patrol for value addition has been a big one because there are lobbies that want to keep Africa as a raw materials producing continent. In Uganda, we have moved in some areas, a bit in textiles, a lot in the dairy products, a lot on fish, a lot on sugar, a bit on maize, a bit on leather, a bit on furniture and wood products, etc.
President Museveni yaggumiza obwetaavu bw'enkola oba giyite policies ezigenda okuwagira ebyobulimi eby'omulembe nga okufuna ensigo ennungi, okulwanyisa ebiwuka ebitta ebirime pests, okulwanyisa okukutula mu ttaka land fragmentation wamu n'okufukirira ebirime irrigation. Pulezidenti ku ludda olulala yaggumiza ekyokukuuma ebifo awava amazzi oba ziyite water sources n'okuggyawo obukwakkulizo obuteekebwa ku nsi zinnamukago mu by'ensobulagana ku ssemazinga Africa.
I need to conclude my remarks by talking about the issue of water for livelihood and for production, as well as the need for removing the non-tariff barriers in the CFTA Continental Free Trade Area. Uganda is lucky in that we have a lot of water. Our major problem is to persuade our uninformed or misinformed people by guiding them to stop undermining our water resources by encroaching on the wetlands, the forests, the catchment areas, the river banks, and the lake shores.
Yes, Ssentebe wa Commission ya Africa, Omwami Musa Faki Mahamat, yali musanyufu olw'okujja mu Uganda n'olw'okuteeka olukiiko lw'ebyobulimi mu Kampala, kye yagamba nti kiraga obumalirivu mu kutumbula embeera z'abalimi.
I'm particularly pleased
to address to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, to the government and the brotherly people of Uganda, my best wishes for the year 2025, and my warm thanks for the quality of the welcome marked by brotherhood and the special attention, and even more for all the efforts made to ensure the best conditions for success in the organization of this summit. Holding a summit on agriculture in Africa in Kampala is the right thing to do. A wonderful sign of recognition of your total commitment, President Museveni, to farmers and headers.
Invite.
Ate era mugaffe embuga amalala ye amyuka omukulembeze w'eggwanga w'ekitiibwa Jessica Alupo bw'atyo yabadde asisinkanye abayizi ku University ey'Enkumba bw'atyo yabasibiridde entanda ey'okukulembera bannaabwe mu ngeri ennungamu ate n'okusobola okussaawo enkola esobola okubakuumira ku mulamwa n'okugonjoola ebizibu ebiba biboolekedde.
A mentor, a mother, a friend, and she can never disappoint. A patriot. She's a very good person, and I know with her interaction and the lecture, you're not going to remain the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are called upon to embrace ideological orientation because it is scientifically a proven method through which leaders can provide solutions to the existing societal problems. That the founders and fathers of Ugandan revolution chose a life of sacrifice even when they were very young people, led by His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to be able to clearly see that if they were to create a better country, then they needed to have a new mindset of liberation that required new principles, such as avoiding bad politics of sectarianism based on tribe, religion, gender, etc., but rather embracing patriotism and Pan-Africanism. Patriotism is not just about love for the country, ladies and gentlemen. It involves active participation in nation building. It requires understanding the history, culture, and values that define Uganda. Engaging in community service, promoting local culture, and participating in civic duties are practical expressions of patriotism. What I'm calling upon you to do is the knowledge you get here, do not sit with it, because that does not translate to patriotism.
Ate era bwe tweyongerayo mu musomo gwe gumu ogwo twalabyeko ne Prime Minister w'eggwanga lino omukyala Nabbanja Robina bw'atyo nga naye asibirira abayizi be bamu bano entanda era nga ye essira yalitadde nnyo ku kubakubiriza okubeera ne mwoyo gwa ggwanga ekijja okubayamba okufuuka abakulembeze ab'enkya abalungi era abeesigwa.
I also know that this training is focused on transforming you into great leaders, great future leaders, and ambassadors of goodwill. It is also designed to equip you with the political knowledge on where your country is coming from, where we are right now, and where it is expected to be in the near future. I therefore commend my sister, Helen Iseko. I want to thank you. And the President for deeming it fit to equip you with this leadership knowledge, because it is very important for all professionals to be equipped with this kind of leadership training.
Ate era bwe tweyongerayo mu gafa embuga amalala omukulembeze w'eggwanga Yoweri Kaguta Museveni bw'atyo yabadde n'ensisinkana ey'enjawulo ne minisita okuva mu ggwanga erya Algeria ow'ebyobulimi n'obulunzi omwami ono Youssef Chafa era ng'ensonga ze baayogeddeko ez'ensuubulagana wakati w'amawanga gombi naye okusingira ddala kwe kulaba nti batumbula emmwanyi n'amata ebitwalibwa mu ggwanga lya Algeria okuva mu Uganda. Era nno nga tweyongeddeyo mu gafa embuga era bw'atyo omukulembeze w'eggwanga twamulabyeko mu kafubo ak'enjawulo ne Vice President ow'eggwanga erya Liberia omukulu ono Jeremiah Kung era nga ensonga ze baayogeddeko kwe kulaba butya bwe tusobola okwongera okufunira ebyuma byaffe ebikolebwa wano akatale mu ggwanga erya Liberia oluvannyuma lw'okukizuula nti wano tumaze okwetengerera mu nsonga ya steel industry. Ate ye Minister wa Defense owekitiibwa Jacob Oboth amaze okulangirira ng'enteekateeka ez'okukuza ebikujjuko bya Tarehe Sita bwe bimaze okuggwa bino bigenda kuba bya mulundi 44 era ng'agamba nti bigenda kukwatibwa mu bendobendo ery'e Masaka wabula agamba nti lyo ejje lya UPDF ssanyufu nnyo okuba nti lifunye omukisa omulala ate okuddiza ku bantu ba bulijjo.
For us as Minister of Defense, we are going to do the Tarehe Sita in the Greater Massacre, which has already begun. The Tarehe Sita marks the birth of the People's Army. The celebration takes the form of giving back to the people. And I want to congratulate the people of the Greater Massacre for being so lucky to be chosen for this year's celebration. And we want to thank the people of the Greater Massacre for their strategic partnership with the UPDF. That's the day we are giving back and thanking them. This celebration is usually rotational. The last one we were in Busoga, and the previous one we were in Ankole. Honorable members, we are ready to come to your place. We need your support. Open your doors so that we work together.
It is important that the culture of remembrance ought to be entrenched to ensure that at no time should the armed personnel forget that their unflankable strategy should be the support of the population. Likewise, for the people to be reminded of their patriotic duty to participate in the defense of the country as provided for under Article 17(2) of the Constitution of Uganda. The climax of the Defense Forces Week, that is on 6 February 2025, shall be marked in Kyotera District, Kakuto Constituency, Kasasa Town Council grounds. The choice of Greater Massacre is consistent with the consideration made in the 3 previous anniversaries to particularly trace the footprints of all the people's struggle of freedom and democracy. This includes the contribution by the Front for National Salvation, that is the FRONASA, that played a pivotal role in the liberation of the country from the diabolic rule of Idi Amin. Similarly, there is consideration of the great Pan-Africanist solidarity that needs to be celebrated. It is for this reason that this year's Tarehe Sita anniversary will be celebrated under the theme celebrating the Pan-African solidarity and the people's sacrifice in the struggle for freedom and democracy, for socio-economic transformation. In celebrating this year's Tarehe Sita, we recollect that on the 5th of February 1981, a group of gallant sons of Uganda led by the father of the revolution General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, set out on a mission of launching a protracted people's war. Armed with only 27 guns, they trekked through Greater Masaka with milestone events in Nyendo, Ukarasa, in Kalungu district, through Zimbabwe until the dawn attack on Kabamba barracks on 6th of February 1981. So this clearly demonstrates the historical importance of Masaka as a geographic area. It is worth noting that in the final phase of the armed struggle in 1985-1986, Masaka was the launch pad of the decisive battles before the fall of Kampala. Suffice to note that the same region was the gateway for the offensive against Idi Amin War in 78-79 through the Mutukula-Kyotera axis. Therefore, having national celebrations with the people of Kyotera on the D-Day is to recognize the sacrifice of both the Tanzanian brothers and sisters alongside the wananchi of the Mutukula-Kyotera axis. Tarehe Sita celebrations in Greater Masaka, like it is always the case, is yet an opportunity for the UPDF to optimize on its functions, among which is fostering harmony and understanding between the defense forces and civilians. It is therefore within this context that each year the Army engages in several civil-military cooperation activities of quick impact in nature by way of giving back to the people and expressing eternal gratitude to the population for their continued support towards the national defense.
We are lucky that this year's celebrations are taking place in the Masaka sub-region at Kyotera. And we who come from Masaka sub-region, we are proud to be associated with the 6th of February, the launch of the liberation of our country, Uganda. And today, we've had a good brief, because indeed we've been seeing and witnessing the pre-celebration activities, like the building of school structures. We are seeing arrangements for the health activities, including free medical services and camps in our region. And I think we thank the UPDF for giving back to the community. Now, this makes it most relevant when people get from the UPDF, from the country, to share the achievements of the liberation of this country. It is not only to celebrate at Kyotera, but it goes down to the roots. If you talk about the education, if you talk about the cleaning of towns and places, of the health facilities, etc., we remain grateful. And to you, the people of Uganda, we call upon all those Ugandans present to join the spirit and the function of Tarehe Sita. Tarehe Sita is for the country, and indeed, this year's is a special one because it is taking place in Masaka. I shouldn't forget about thanking those who led the liberation, His Excellency and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the heroes who has made it happen, and the transformation of the country. So together, let's all celebrate this achievement. This was a milestone in the history of the
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy Biostove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them.
A very good evening to you tuned in to UBC TV and a warm welcome to News Tonight. Let's start with a look at the top stories.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Police takes out of action 4 suspects in an attempted robbery at Stanbic Akasha Mall. Police yet to implement presidential directive on police bonds. Bestia case at the court martial amended to include a UPDF soldier. While in sports, Uganda's top runners expected to grace the Discovery Uganda run in Kapchora. Welcome once again. It's News Tonight. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni ready in our corner for sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in her first story has this evening arrived in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates at the invitation of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates and the ruler of Abu Dhabi, to attend the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, a global platform that addresses the world's most pressing sustainability challenges. Receiving the president at the airport was His Excellency Sheikh Shakbut Nahyan Al Nahyan, Cabinet Minister and Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the United Arab Emirates. Also present to welcome the president were His Excellency Abdallah Hassan Al Shamsi, the head of mission of the UAE Embassy to the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Kiryowa Chiwanuka, the Attorney General, Honorable Martin Mugarra, the State Minister for Tourism, Uganda's Ambassador to the UAE, His Excellency Zake Chibedi, among other government officials. At Entebbe International Airport, President Museveni was seen off by Vice President Jessica Alupo. Police in Kampala have foiled an attempted bank robbery at Stanbic Bank Akasha Mall and killed 4 suspects on the spot and 1 in critical condition. According to police, these have been on the police watch list and are alleged to have been linked to series of robberies.
Ekitongole ekikeesi bakoze ekikwekweto mu bitundu bya Kamocha nga badde bakamala okufuna amawulire anti waliwo ababbi badde bateekateeka okubba client wa banka emu awo okuvako Akasha Mall, ne basalawo abasirikale okulaba nti ngeri gye bateekwa kutaasa client oyo n'okutaasa sente ze ate n'okulaba nti bakwata bana babbi.
It's around 4 p.m. So we had a bullet like that. So here I saw they shot like 3 people. 3 people because I'm holding their videos. Then the one I saw lively when they were shooting him, he was at Luombo going towards Kamosh. Then one was shot the other side after this Tagore building. Yeah, so
I was coming from work. I was coming from work and I was getting out of Akasha Mall. Then I witnessed what had happened today. As you see the blood around, it was like there were several border men on the stage, and a certain border guy came and also parked along them. So there was a policeman who came and he was like, "Yo, get off the border, lie down." So when that guy lay down, the guy just got a pistol and started shooting. Crescent Drive, Acacia Mall. Then there's also Tago Apartments and even Tafner Drive.
As for me, according to how I feel, I have no mercy with anyone who smashes someone's thing, because even me as myself, I've been tortured by kids. So I think it was fine. Yeah, it teaches them a lesson, but still.
Today, there was an intelligence-led operation that was carried out around Kamwocha, that is Kampala Central, this afternoon, after getting a tip-off that there are thugs who are planning to rob a client of one of the banks from Acacia Mall after withdrawing money. Intelligence planned and staged their officers to wait for the thugs as they are trailing the client who was supposed to withdraw money. So after the withdrawal, the thugs were monitored, and around Kamwocha, that's where the disruptive operation started. At the entrance of Total, they fired at the thugs. Then another scene is at Kasasi Road Stage, then Mawanda Road. In this intelligence-led operation, 6 suspects were put out of action, and 2 pangas recovered, motorcycles recovered, all are now parked at the police station. These tags were on our watch list, and we have been monitoring them. These are the tags who rob clients who have withdrawn money from different banks, and they waylaid them on the way, attack them, threaten them with pangas, and then rob them. So investigations are ongoing.
Yes, police took out of action 6 thugs. Tragedy has struck Triangle Zone of Njeru municipality this afternoon when an explosion claimed the lives of 2 welders and left another critically injured. The deceased, identified as Tumwebaza Emmanuel and Mpande Ayubu, were reportedly working on a metal structure when the incident occurred at around 1 p.m.
Abantu abafiiridde mu kubwatuka kw'ekintu ekibwatukira
We'll have the story from Njeru later on. Moving on, police are yet to implement the presidential directive on police bonds, pending special guidance from the Office of the Inspector General of Police, Abbas Byakagaba. The police say that the delay is to minimize misuse by some officers. Officers are directed to expedite investigating petty cases and dispose of suspects to judiciary within the constitutional 48 hours.
In his New Year's address, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni instructed the police not to give police bonds to village thieves when the case is ready for trial. This directive attracted mixed reactions from the public.
No police bond.
Yes, sir.
Now, for the courts giving the bail, I am going to talk with the Chief Justice to stop that game. I will discuss with the Chief Justice, because we are defending our village economy. If people get PDM money and they buy things and they are stolen and then you play around like that, we cannot accept this. I'm now speaking to you here as the commander of the National Resistance Army, commander-in-chief. So please don't play around.
The Office of the Inspector General of Police is drafting special instructions and guidelines to help officers implement the presidential directive.
We do not question the directive of the president. We act and we implement that directive accordingly. We are only waiting for a guidance from the Inspector General of Police because our junior officers on the ground, they may misinterpret the directive.
Officers are cautioned not to abuse the directive but seek guidance from superiors. Investigation officers are instructed to expedite investigations within the constitutional 48 hours of detaining suspects.
But our junior officers may misinterpret that even somebody of affray case, somebody of assault case, that should not be given what? Police bond, and they might abuse it. That's why okulaba nti oli oba waliwo musango gyalina oyo musirikale ali mukola ku musango ogwo ayinza atekwa okuteekamu obwangu n'amaanyi okulaba nti file tamala ne file tusaawa nga tesusa 48.
The presidential directive targeted cases of the parish development model beneficiaries. Meanwhile, police in Kawempe are investigating a case of aggravated robbery of mobile money business. It is alleged on the 10th of January 2025, robbers fired random bullets to scare away bystanders and robbed a mobile money business.
In one way or another, to open a way for them, to allow them escape, they fired a bullet, and when they fired the bullet, it hit Tayebua's door. Then the robbers escaped. Police was notified immediately, and they responded.
Police arrested 5 suspects for intercepting and robbing guns in transit. These are said to have followed coffee cargo from Kasese en route to Mombasa and executed the robbery mission along the way. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Royals Komagum for UBC.
Minister for Education and Sports Janet Museveni has urged Makerere University Management and Council to build a strong quality control system and assurance to avoid examination leakages and malpractices. The call was in a speech read for her by State Minister for Primary Education, Dr. Joyce Moriku Kaduchu, at the 75th graduation ceremony start. She urged the university management to provide quality education and research to enable graduates contribute to the socio-economic transformation of Uganda.
Makerere University has commenced the 5-day graduation ceremony for 13,658 students. On the first day of the 75th graduation ceremony, students from the College of Education and External Studies, Computing and Information Sciences, Veterinary Medicine, Animal Resources, Biosecurity and the School of Law graduated.
Virtual libraries basically is accessing information wherever you are, taking the library to the users instead of waiting for them to come to our libraries. So students can access the information whether they are at campus physically or whether they are away geographically.
The biggest challenge I found was technology skills among the learners and faculty. While we want the faculty, who are the members of academic staff, to design courses, many of these have not been trained in this kind of designs.
Me to do this course of Master of Science in Information Science was one. I realized that most of people, they don't have information which they need. So they get wherever information they get it and they spread it everywhere. But
graduated in a bachelor's degree of arts in education, and I'm so happy to announce that I'm now a professional teacher of literature English.
Represented by the State Minister for Primary Education, Joyce Moriku Kaduku, the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, lauded the Vice-Chancellor for building an efficient system where transcripts for all students graduating are ready for collection.
Ensure to build a strong quality control and quality assurance system to avoid examination leakage and examination malpractice. I therefore call upon you to uphold the integrity and the standard of Makerere University.
The Chancellor, Dr. Crispus Chiyonga, said as a university they need a solution to the contradiction of Uganda having a lot of arable land but still has high rates of unemployment and malnutrition. Chiyonga says he will prioritize the President's directive to teach political economy in all courses at the university.
I'm glad that the top management of the university has welcomed this and is going to be built in the curriculum of the university so that all the students, whether you are in agriculture or electronics, you must have a wider appreciation of the conditions of your people and the country through this course of political economy.
On the matter of encroachment of university land, Dr. Chiyonga says he will ensure all the land is returned. His ambitious plan is to construct an agro-industrial park.
We shall fight very hard to ensure that land that belongs to Makerere returns to Makerere. So we in Makerere, once we get this land, and we shall, leads the way in the known technology of constructing agro-industrial parks. Agro-industrial parks, meaning you have a piece of land, could be 10 square miles, could be 3 square miles. You are going to work agriculture there.
The Vice-Chancellor, Makerere University Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, appreciated government for availing the required resources to enable the university resolve the matter of salary inequality.
The session is now complete, and members of staff should get harmonized salaries starting with the January salary. The final payments for the in-house retirement benefits have been paid, and we thank the government for allocating the money to clear this debt. The matter of in-house retirement benefits is now closed.
During the graduation ceremony, 143 students will graduate with PhDs, 1,813 with master's degrees, 11,454 with bachelor's degrees, and 243 with postgraduate diplomas. I'm Nafka Farid and Stephen Kalisia at Makerere.
Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development Judith Nabakova is dissatisfied with the manner in which lower-level leaders, mainly Local Council 1, have mishandled land matters, a concern which has fueled most land wrangles in different parts of the country. Addressing communities of Chiboga and Chankwanzi, Nabakova revealed that government intends to come up with stringent rules and guidelines to tackle the issue.
The Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakova, has continued with her community engagement tours across Greater Buganda sub-region. Her area of focus is land matters and evaluating the parish development model resources.
One of the parishes where they had not distributed the monies, I've advised them to call for a public meeting, read the names before the public, then members of the public will verify whether somebody is suitable to get the 1 million advance for PDM from government.
In her community engagement drive in Greater Buganda, Nabakova has targeted the districts of Kiboga, Chankwanzi, Mubende Mityana, among others.
Betwina buzibu bw'amaanyi mu PDM. Sente za president, sente za Museveni zizze netuzifuna.
Also realized that they have land disputes in the area, but these land disputes are because of a few reasons. They have not been ably sensitized. There is some ignorance on the laws, especially on public land, because what we have seen public land.
In Kiboga district, residents raised issues of land evictions and displacements.
Embuzi zaffe bazirize gwe abasina na mukazi wako mukazi yagenda ng'endula esuse buli kaseera komera kati n'obwana wange nze maama waabwe nze taata wako mukazi yali alemuli.
Cases that are before courts of law, we've advised them that at times our hands are tied, we cannot do much unless courts have determined those cases or they have guided otherwise. So I have called all the respective stakeholders to ensure that they always go to courts of law to seek for court's indulgence, but also to ask court expedite the process, give judgment and guide the community so that the years that are spent when people are fighting.
During the engagements, the lands minister is accompanied by local leaders, members of parliament and RDCs among others.
The mama minister akkiriza tusaba obuyambi tiwaliwo sente ezataataaganyizibwa mu Kiboga Town Council miliyoni 10 era ziri mu mikono gya poliisi zaali zibbiddwa naye tusaba kubanga poliisi yeziine essaawa zino ng'ekizibiti era tubadde tusaba mugezeko okulaba nti nomutuyambako ate ziddizibwa abo bannannyinizo.
We have seen even LCs selling the same piece of land to more than 3 parties and yet they are not the actual owners of land. So we are going to sit in the ministry and see either to develop regulations or to have a law which is very strong enough to guide on the operations of the LCs.
The lands minister convened a land baraza in Chankwan's district where the residents lamented over the contained land disputes among communities.
Tujja kuwandiika ekiwandiiko ekijja okulambika obulungi enkola ennungamu districts mwe zijja okuyita okulaba nga zitunuulira ekintu ekyo ekyalizi. Tubasabye okubeera abakakamu abakulembeze abawansi okweyongera okulaba nga beekenneenya n'okuyamba abantu.
Nabakoba's 3-month countrywide tour will conclude in March 2025. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, the head of State House Investors Protection Unit, Colonel Edith Nakalema, has met with officials from the Indian Business Forum. The officials were led by the forum's Director General, Rajesh Kumar, during the meeting. And during the meeting, Colonel Nakalema assured the investors that SHIPU, established in May 2023 by President Museveni, aims at simplifying investment processes and create transparent, corruption-free investment landscape in Uganda.
Investors Protection Unit work, Colonel Edith Nakalema highlighted the Uganda Electronic Investors Protection Portal, a platform designed to safeguard investment processes in the country. The portal offers guidance to investors through access to authentic government sources, a comprehensive reporting mechanism for investor inquiries and complaints, and robust enforcement and follow-up on reported issues, complemented by regular feedbacks to investors.
An online solution so to ensure that investors can do due diligence before they are defrauded or diverted by fraudsters. So we worked with the Uganda National Information Authority, NITA Uganda, with some private specialists in IT systems, and we developed Uganda's Electronic Investors Protection Portal under the guidance of His Excellency the President.
Kumar informed Colonel Nakalema that the forum is an arm of the Indian Association Uganda, focusing on strengthening business perspectives for Indians and persons of Indian origin in Uganda. The forum seeks to address issues that enhance business development and build business networks that build impressive results. Kumar called for strengthened working relationship between the Indian Business Forum and SHIPU to encourage more investments in Uganda.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. Please keep it with us.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Tukwaniriza waka eri ebisanyusa. Eri Wi-Fi buli wamu. Eri speedi za internet eza waggulu. Eri obukuumi. Eri obuyambi obuli mu ddaala erisooka. Eri okwanguyirizibwa. Tukwaniriza waka eri MTN Wakanet, intaneti ensukulumu eri buli maka. Kyalira www.mtn.co.ug/wakanet. Tukwaniriza waka nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
In the world of sport, all roads this weekend will lead to Kapchorwa, where the third edition of the Discovery Uganda Run is the main area of focus. This run, that is powered by Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo in collaboration with Nike, Rosa Associate Management and Uganda Athletics Federation. It will have competition in the off-road, trail and road races for both genders in the senior and junior categories. Peter Chelangat, who is pivotal among organizers in Kapchorwa, explains further.
We are organizing a very big event here at Kapchorwa, and that is the third edition of Discovery Uganda Run that is going to be happening here in Kapchorwa. And one thing I want to say is this kind of run is powered by Jacob Kiplimo himself, who is the world record holder, and then also is being supported by Nike, and then Rosa Management from Italy, and not also forgetting Uganda Athletic Federation, which is part of the organizing of this event. We want to tell everyone that we welcome you to be part of this function that is happening, and we want to say to our fellow Ugandans that there will be a lot of money to be won by the athletes, and everybody will be interested in participating. And this event comes on Friday, 17th. We shall begin with the mountain trail, and then later on the 18th we shall be having that mega 10-kilometer run and the 8-kilometer run. And then we will be finalizing it with also the children's run. We want also the school-going children to run. We expect a lot of big things to happen here at Kapchorwa, and we believe that God is going to help us go through with the support from our management. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be won. There is the first one will be running the 10-kilometer will be walking away home with 3.6 million shillings.
Okay, so what is the mission and the vision?
Okay, the main objective of this run is majorly we want to see how we can identify more talent in athletics, and then from there also we want to see how we can nurture this talent, and then also we need to see how we can also market and expose this kind of talent. It is basically also community transformation, because bringing back to the community what we've been doing many years. Jacob is trying to also, with his management, trying to pay back.
We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you, but we have another arrangement at exactly 10 p.m. that you do not want to miss. Right now, I'll connect you to my colleague